12 months because we didn't have, like, we needed the money over the summer. So I was like, I just need something so I can be a 10-month social worker and not have to work over the summer. Like, we don't get paid over the summer when we don't work. So 10-month social workers don't get paid. 12-month social workers, we do get paid, but we're at work 10-hour days over the summer. So I was just like, this sucks. My son was a little over 1 at the time. And I was just like, no, he was 2. But I was just like, I really want to be able to do something. So when I saw the post about the hair, skin, nail pills, hold on one second. Michael, you okay? Okay. Sorry, my son was choking. When I saw the post about hair, skin, nail pills, she told me, well, you know, you can get paid and use the new so she I was like, okay, I was like, and then the next month promoted to double. Like I said, I wasn't like thinking about double, but I knew it could happen. Like when I hit diamond, I was already structured for double, not even like, you know, like, I don't know, it just happened. And that double was like that was like the easiest rank I hit. Like diamond took a while. It wasn't stressful, but it just took a while. Like it happened and it didn't happen like I thought it was gonna happen. And then but double was like I hit it and I was just like, okay, I can do this. So now it's like triple is like a goal. Presidential is a stretch goal. So it kind of like my presidential is equivalent to my like double. Like I don't see, but I know it's gonna happen. Okay. So then we left Virginia. My husband got a job offer to move back to Florida. So we from here, I was like, yes, we moved back to Florida, but I didn't have a job. So I was just like, it works happened. Like I started It Works in March. I got a notice at my job in May that I was going to be laid off from Virginia Beach Public School System as a school social worker. Me and like 12 other people were about to be laid off. And my husband got a job opportunity and we were supposed to move in June. So, May. So the beginning of May, got told I was going to be laid off. And then June, he was supposed to start his new job. But I had to stay until June 30th in order to get unemployment. I'm like, man, bump that. I'm going with my husband and we're going to thug it out and I'm going to work on It Works. And that was it. Like, It Works was my income. And I was just like, it just happened at the right time. So when, you know, we're praying for stuff and we're like, I really want extra income. I really want something. It may not look how we want it to look. Like I never thought about network marketing. I had friends that try to get me to sell pots, knives, makeup, fingernail polish, fake nails, everything, like jewelry. I'm just like, I cannot do any of this stuff. And It Works just made sense and I didn't even question it, but It Works made sense because I'm just like, okay, we have a product literally for everybody. And even if I don't make a dime, at least I can grow my hair, I can lose weight, I can clear my skin. And that's all I was thinking about. Like, my family might support me, my friends, they hair ain't popping, they need some hair, skin, nail pills too. So I'm just like thinking about different people. But as far as like makeup and stuff that kind of limits you, like I never thought about doing those things. So when you're praying for things, like even when you have potential distributors, like letting them know, like, have you been praying for like extra income? And this might be your blessing right here, but even though it doesn't look like what you think it's supposed to look like, this may be it. This may be, you know, God saying, hey, you need to try this out. And a lot of times, you know, some of you may be here because you were praying for something and it kind of just happened, kind of just appeared, and now you're here. So we have to make it work, because it's almost like, God bless you with this. Don't just let it sit. Like, let it grow and see what's gonna happen, because it's gonna be amazing at the end of the day. But that's pretty much my story. Like I said, then I got a job here as a school social worker, as 10-month social worker, so I don't have to work over the summers. This will be my second summer coming up here, that I have not had to work over the summer. I just had a baby. I actually went into labor at conference this past year, so I had to leave conference early. So I had my water broke, went into labor. Yeah. And so I'll be home with him. Like, he's 3 months today, actually. And I remember I was thinking, as I was writing the post on Facebook, I remember thinking when Michael turned 3 months, my son is 4, my oldest son's 4. When he turned 3 months, I was planning to go back to work. And I'm just like, there are still days we have a whole nother month before school's out, but I'm not going to be going back. Like, and that to me is just a blessing. Like this opportunity, more than just, I came in just wanting $500, and then it ended up being where I can now stay home with my baby. Like, that's just amazing to me. And then the fact that, we were able to buy a house, like, down payment on the house, furniture for the house. It's just stuff, stuff that you want, but it just, it's just a little easier now that we have It Works. But that's pretty much my story, and, how I got started to now.
Thank you, because I'm glad you took it to another level with answering that question. So no, I'm glad you did. Okay, so talking about, I know you were saying, as you each rank that you went to, it wasn't that hard to do. So a lot of people are on tonight who really they've been tried it for a while, and they really want to promote this month. So what could you say really kind of took you over the hump? Like, once you did finally get to Ruby, then Emerald, then Diamond, and then how it was so easy with Double Diamond?
So I think the biggest hump was actually Ruby to Emerald to Diamond. Like, I sat at Ruby, and then I sat at Emerald. And I think what happened was I just saw all these people promoting and not really like looking to my left and my right to compare or get discouraged, but just kind of looking like, what is it that they're doing that I'm not doing? But I feel like I just wasn't prepared as a leader. Like, I think I was blessed with just enough to be a Ruby to handle those few people under me, but I was not ready to handle, a team with a diamond team or a double diamond team at the time. So what I did was kind of just stop and look at myself and say, what is it that I can do with myself? Because in March 2015, I would have never done a training like this. Like, Makasa used to ask me all the time, you want to do an opportunity call? No, I don't. Like, I just didn't want to do it. Like, no, that just wasn't something I wanted to do. So I kind of just had to get out of my comfort zone. It took a lot of prayer. Lord, help me be the leader I need to be for my team that's coming to me. Not the team that's already here, because, I feel like I got that. But, help me be the leader I need to be for the people that's coming to me. And so I feel like that, and just kind of just self-development, reading, and really just praying. And A Purpose-Driven Life is a really good book. Right here. A Purpose-Driven Life is a really good book. But because it talks about your life, a lot of the stuff in this book, I kind of just say a purpose-driven business. So when you read it, just if you have it, or if you just read like cliff notes on it, the different things that it says in here, kind of just try to relate it to your business. But I feel like that helped me a lot, and also reading A Servant. Becoming a better leader is what took me over the hump, because it's almost like, if I can't get to 400, how can I help somebody else get to 400? If I can't maintain Ruby, how can I maintain Emerald? How can I help somebody else learn how to maintain their ranks? So I feel like that's what helped me get over those humps and get to double.
Okay, and so when you were working at the time, like, what did your day look like? Like, how did you incorporate the business while working? And then, of course, there are some moms up here, but then there are some who don't have children. So I guess they kind of want to know, like, how you juggle school and work. Well, not school. Well, you get what I'm saying. Work and It Works.
Yeah, work and the business. Yeah. So what I would do is I'm driving to work. When I get to work, I'll make my morning post. If I don't have time, like I'm rushing, when I get to work, I'll sit in the car before I get out of the car and make a morning post. Okay. Go to work, do what I need to do at work. If I get a little break, then I'll go back and I'll check if somebody liked or comment, send them a quick message. Lunchtime, I call it like a working lunch, because not working on my job, working on my business and eating at the same time. So during lunchtime, if I know I had an hour, that would be my like power hour. If I only had 30 minutes, sometimes people don't have 30 minutes, then you do a 30-minute power 30-minute. And so that's what I would do. Just anytime I had a break. And then when I got off work, before I went to go pick up my son, so as soon as I get in the car, before I even leave my school that I'm assigned to for that day, make another post. You know, maybe it's a motivational post, or maybe it's a product post, or maybe it's just, hey, I'm sitting in my car working on my business. I can working from anywhere, showing that I can work my business from anywhere on my phone. And then when I would get to the daycare to pick up my son, I would check and see if anybody, you know, commented back, maybe shoot them a quick video, you know, call them, place orders at that time, and then, you know, pick up my son. When I got home, you know, I had him, he's busy. So before I go to bed, then I would do like a power hour or whatever. But also too, like if you're married, like my husband is really like supportive, so he knows like if I'm on my phone, I'm probably messaging somebody or I'm doing something. I'm not just on my phone like ignoring somebody. So it's you know, you have to have that kind of conversation if you have a spouse or whatever in the household with you. Like, you know, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna unplug. Like after this call, I'm gonna unplug. Go hang with him. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Anytime I had a break, that's when I would do it. And lunchtime, sometimes I get a lunch, sometimes I didn't because I know I needed to enroll somebody. Also, another big thing too is when somebody says they're interested and you say, okay, what's a good time for you? If you know you only gonna be free between 12 and 12:30, you just say, hey, what's a good time for you between 12 and 12:30? Because if people say, oh, I'm free at 2 and you know you're not free at 2, then you're like stressing out, like, oh my God, I can't call this person. But if you already give them a time frame up front, then that's what helps. So that's what helped me too.
Okay, so yeah, I like that. I like that you said, you know, if you only had that certain time. So a question I kind of been telling them too, like, just like what you said, you know, you talk to your husband about, you know, having, you know, a certain time. So question, because I know Alina has talked about this, Pam, Mark, all of them. So when you were promoting or, you know, just the business in general, have you had to make sacrifices sometimes? Like, I think that's kind of the disconnect with some people where they kind of think like, yeah, I can do this business while I'm, you know, watching TV, while I'm going out all the time. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever had to make like a sacrifice? Like, okay, I know I have to give up something, you know, in order to promote this month or, you know, what have you. So have you ever?
Yeah. When it's promotion season, like, and you know you're about to promote, even if it's not a promotion season, but you know it's a month end. And I'm gonna tell you why I say this, because during month end, even if you're not promoting, maybe somebody under you is promoting, maybe that's the time for you to increase your volume so that when you do promote, you can maintain that rank. So every month you should go hard, not when you just about to promote. Like always try to just do like a hard push every month at the month end. But two, when you notice like, so who's ever done like a really push for a month end? Like just say yes in the chat. So you know the month end, like you know, like dang, I work real hard. That's how you should go like every day. And sometimes yes, you may have to take breaks. Yes, you may have to plan Sunday where it's just I'm not gonna do anything. But Monday I'm gonna go hard again for the little bit of time that I have. And even if you're doing this part time, you only need 3 hours a day and break it up. It doesn't have to be 2 hours straight. It could just be throughout the day. But yes, I have had to make sacrifices like promotion season, and especially when you start to grow your team and people are calling you, texting you, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you show me this? Because as much as you want people to go and be self-sufficient and find stuff on their own, they're still gonna come to you. So are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Because and ask yourself, like, am I really ready for people to be calling me? Like that's how you know if you're ready to have a team, right? So and people will do it. So as you like, that's the kind of thing you have to kind of get ready for. And so the sacrifices is yes, when people, you know, text me, I'm like, I really don't want to answer them right now, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know that they need my help. Black Ink is on right now, new episode, but I'm not watching it because I want to hear what you are. So that's another sacrifice. But yes, I think $9.99 was like one of the hardest times because I feel like every night we stayed up until about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. and that was every day, and then they extended it, so that ended up being a whole week. Of course, some of you all may know $9.99. Some people are still here, some people aren't. But at the end of the day, like, it really showed like we can stay up this late every for a whole week if we wanted to. We could do it. Another thing that's a sacrifice is our teams just started doing power hours early in the morning. I'm up with Mason anyway, sometimes, my 3-month-old. So if I'm up with him, I can hop on. If not, I'm just trying to get some sleep because it's just like I have a baby and. But losing sleep, sometimes not even be able to go out with your friends or go watch your favorite TV show whenever you want to, or just really having to sit down and focus on your business at a time where you could be out shopping. Like, yes, it's sacrifices all the time. Like I said, if you're at work and you want to have lunch with your coworkers, but you really know you need to go enroll 2 customers, that's a sacrifice. So everything you do for your business, I feel like, is a sacrifice, but the reward at the end is going to be great.
Get them funds instead of them fun.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so my next question was going to be about customers, because you're really, really, really good with customers. So how do you get the bulk of your customers? Like, is it from the host to post, or, is it from messaging? Like, what has really generated a lot of customers to you?
Host to post. Host to post, host to post, host to post. Okay? Host to post has been the best. And like, I used to feel really bad because I didn't have a lot of wrap parties. But I feel like host to post has been like virtual wrap parties for me, because somebody posts for me, and then as soon as they comment, they, in their inbox, I say, hey, thank you, I'm Vanessa. Hey, I'm Vanessa. Thank you for your interest in the cleanse, or whatever it is that the friend posted about. What are your goals? And they tell me their goals, and I tell them, I say, hey, the cleanse can definitely jumpstart your weight loss. I let them know everything, even the price. And then they say, are you interested? But host to post has been number one for me. Last month I made sure I did like five host to posts like a week, because host to post can get overwhelming. But I got so many customers last month that I feel like I need to up that, because even though it's very overwhelming. Oh my gosh. It's very overwhelming, especially if you have a person that's popular and that has a lot of friends. Because you could be just on your phone all day trying to message people. But when I do host a post, I'm going to show you my whiteboard. I have a whiteboard, and I write down the names of everybody who says they're interested. Once they say, yes, I can order on Friday, and I put Friday's date by their name. Once they order, then they get a check, and I cross their name off. And then I also put the date that they ordered, so that I know for next month that I need to follow with them for their auto shipment. But that's what's kept me organized, just writing everybody's name down, because people can get lost and you can like not follow up with people. But host to post has been number one for me. And I would just say, if you haven't done host to post, if you're scared to do host to post, like, definitely do it, because it works. No pun intended.
Right. And so when you do, you get them all on the phone, or like, do you, like, how is your process with it? Because I know a lot of times we get questions about people scared of giving their card information, all of that. So what do you do to get them, to seal the deal, basically?
Okay, so literally that message, so after they tell me their goals, then I tell them, that the cleanse will definitely help them jumpstart their goal. I tell them what it is, just a little snippet, like, hey, it's a all natural detox. You'll get 4 bottles to take for 2 days. It's let them know. They know it's a 2-day cleanse. Okay, and you have to show her what host to post is. She'll show you, so you'll see it. But I let them know, and then I say, you'll get my discount. So it'll be $36 instead of $60. Is this something you're interested in? Everybody says yes. Everybody has said yes. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. They all say yes, because first off, people love a deal. So if they know they're getting something for 36 instead of 60, it's a lot of times people would say, you don't put the cost on Facebook. No, I just let them know because I don't have time to talk to them on the phone. Like everything has already been said. So when I get on the phone, so after that they say yes, I'm interested, and I say cool. What's a good time for me to call you to place your order? And so they say, oh, I'm free at 1, or I'm free tomorrow at 7. So then I said, okay, cool. Then what I do is I use the little feature in the messenger and put the time so they can either put going or they just know. But for me, it's a reminder. And I call them when I get them on the phone. I already have my website up. I say, hey, let me pick somebody. Hey, Chrissy, do you have any questions about the cleanse? Yeah, girl, I just want to know how am I supposed to drink it? So I say you take 1 in the morning before breakfast. Like I tell them how to do it. And then, do you have any more questions? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. How does your name appear on your card? I always say, how does your name appear on your card? Even if I know their first and last name, because that's how we get started. So I'm like, okay, then I put their first name in, last name, and I keep going. And I say, is your billing and shipping the same? Like, and it's ways around, like, I say, is your billing and shipping the same? And say, yes. But it's one part on there, and I'm like, I say something. I'll say, okay, you'll have your own loyal customer account. So if you need to ever sign into your account or you get locked out of your account, you have your own account so you can manage your orders. So let's make a password for your account. You know what? I'm just gonna set it as Vanessa and the number 1, so both of us can remember just in case you get locked out. Because that way, if they need to change their auto shipment, I know their first name, and I always set it as the number 1, so that's the password. So they're like, okay, girl, you gonna be my personal customer site? Yes, that's what I am. But yeah, that's how it works out every time. Now, some people, it's not always that easy. Some people will be like, oh, let me think about it. Like one girl told me yesterday, can I think about it really? Can I think about it before I commit to it? Yeah, you can think about it. I'll be here when you're ready. And I just move on. Like, I don't have time to, be harassing people. Now, I will follow up on Follow Up Friday. But other than that, that's it.
Yes.
What do you do in the power hours?
Yeah. Do you want to answer that question?
Mm-hmm. So the one that I was on, any of the power hours that we're on, I know your name. Hey, girl. Hey. In the power hours, we basically will go through, we'll make our posts for either the day or the week, depending on, what day of the week it is. We'll make a post for like the rest of the day, like kind of type it out in your notes or like kind of plan what you want to post, especially if you're busy through the day, like you don't have time to think about a post. So we'll plan out a post, maybe 1 or 2. And then we'll go through, follow up with people from host to post if we need to. Maybe 15 minutes, find 10 people to do a host to post for us, basically just asking them. And the ones in the morning are really good as far as follow up, because it's like, for me, when I got up at 4:45 in the morning, we did the host to post. I did a follow up. I went back to sleep. And then when I woke up, I had messages already lined up for me to answer from people who had woke up, getting ready for work, and then they messaged me back. So it's really helpful for as far as follow-up. So I would say when you're doing the early morning ones, just go ahead and maybe post a motivational post and then follow up with people. And then also what we do is add people on Facebook and Instagram, add new friends, like maybe 100 new friends on Instagram, maybe like 30 friends on Facebook. That's what we do for the power hours. And you just switch it up. But there is a document that I can share that Fallon created for host to post, and it's different host to post activities.
Yeah, that's the one I used to use. It's the one from Fallon. So yeah, we can see, we had stopped because it was like getting low in numbers, but now we can get it back up if y'all want, really want. All right. So
yeah, it's 25 people on here.
Right.
Power hours.
So my next question was going to be about distributors. So, it's the early time of the month. So usually this is like recruitment season for us. Do you break it up like the 1st through the 15th?
Yeah.
And so what are you saying to, potential distributors? Is it kind of like the same as loyal customers, or like, do you switch it up? Like, what do you do?
No, a few of my team members do host a post for distributors, but I haven't tried that. I think I tried it in the past and people thought I was like about to refer them to a job. So it just didn't work out. But for distributors, I will message people like mainly on Instagram and say, hey, I really like your page. Like I'll look at their page, see what they have going on. So if they have like Kayla, hey girl, I really like your hair. It's so pretty. And you like, I'll say like say if you have different hair pictures and different, fashion, you are really stylish. I love your hair. I love like the different styles you have. I'm always looking to change my hair or whatever. I would really love to have somebody like you on my team because I feel like you have a lot of influence. Your page is popping. Can we talk to see if this is something that you'll be interested in? 9 times out of 10, because I've already gave her a compliment, they'll say, thank you so much. What is it that you do? And that's when I get them on the phone and kind of explain what I do. Sometimes if people are really busy, then I'll send them a video. I need to make my own video, but more recently I've been sending like the quick Ashley Goggins video. So that's what I do. But I always compliment somebody. Like I go and find people who I feel like I want on my team. Because it's like you're bringing people into your organization, you have the right to be picky because you're going to be working with this person. So every now and then I post like an opportunity post, but for the most part, I'm reaching out to people to have them join my team. And a lot of people will say, I've been watching you for a long time, but I just never knew what you did, But yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, and then last question before I open it up. Well, kind of a last question. So, do you post every day, and what is your what's your favorite way of working the business? Is it social media? Have you ever done person to person, like face to face? And then if you do use social media, what is your favorite network to use, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever?
Instagram, I guess, is my favorite as far as messaging distributors. Facebook is my favorite for host to post. Some people do host to post on Instagram. I haven't been successful with that because I have to keep going back to see who commented. But on Facebook, if somebody comments, then I can hold on one second. Then I can see who commented because I get a notification. So Facebook has been my favorite for host to post, and then for distributors, if I get a distributor on Facebook, it's somebody I've already known for years, and they just finally decide to join. I don't use Twitter, or I try to use Snapchat, but I never stick with it. And then also polls on Instagram is really good. You asked me something else, I think. Okay.
Do you post every day?
Yes, I post every day. So I post in the morning motivational posts. I always make sure I post like a product post and then something about like either the kids or myself. Lifestyle posts, product posts, motivational posts.
All right. And then so leaving with this question, what can you give, like 3 tips that you can give to anyone on the line as far as like it can be inspirational, something that, will help with business-wise, life-wise, whatever you want, just 3 tips to help, someone out.
Okay. First thing is tough times don't last, but tough people do. So if you feel like right now it's really tough for you, don't worry. Like it's not gonna last. It's just preparing you for something greater. And you're tough, so you'll last. You'll work through whatever that is. The next thing is just stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready. When I say stay ready, it's like always continue to plant seeds. Even if one month you feel like, and I don't want to say slow month, because I don't feel like there's a slow month, because I feel like if you plant seeds in April, May will be great. If you plant seeds in May, June is going to be great. Like on social media, it takes about 2 to 3 months. Some people will catch on right away, but it takes about 2 to 3 months for somebody to kind of come around and say, okay, I'm interested, or okay, I'm ready to order. For distributors, every 6 months something happens in somebody's life, whether they have a baby, somebody passed away, they lose a job, they got a new job that they hate, they got an old job that they one foot in, one foot out the door. Something is happening in somebody's life every 6 months. So if they're not ready right now, that doesn't mean that they won't ever be ready 6 months down the line, maybe 3 months down the line. If you catch them at the right time, they're going to be ready. So don't give up on people. Always make sure you follow up and you stay in contact and you're engaging on people's pages as far as liking their posts, commenting on their kids' pictures or commenting on their pictures. If they go somewhere, oh girl, you look pretty. Where you get that dress from? Make sure you stay on their timeline, because at the end of the day, you're going to post that one post and they're going to be like, I need to hit her up. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So always stay ready and always have your list of potentials of people who you talked to last month, who you need to follow up with tonight before you go to bed. Another tip is just make sure you ask yourself, have I done everything I could have today before I go to bed? If you feel like you go to bed and you feel like I ain't really do nothing for my business, you need to do something. If you went to bed and you feel like I should have messaged 10 more people tonight, or I didn't get on Facebook to follow up or see if I posted or post that one last post. Go ahead and do that, because that may give you some potentials or a new LC or new DT tomorrow. So just make sure you are always working your business and your door is always open. That's number 3. Your door is always open, because if you go to the store and you need something and the store is closed, now you mad because you gotta go to another store. That's the same way with this business. Always keep your door open. Always have that open sign on, because when people are ready to come to you, they want to know that you're still working your business. They want to know that they can trust you, and this is the person that I can partner with, or this is the person that's really gonna help me with my goals. So those are my 3.
Those are great. Thank you. Okay, so for a few minutes, because we're actually under an hour, so you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Oh, what I wanted to do with you all, the activity. So I want you to, if you have either your phone or a piece of paper, I want you to just write down your why and really dig deep, deep. Like something that keeps you up at night, something that scares you if you did not have this business. Like if this happened and say you get an Emerald bonus tonight. Like even if you're already Emerald and a bonus is available to you today, like what would that look like for you and your family? What could you do with that and incorporating that into your why? Like really, really dig deep and find your why. Like your why should scare you and make you cry. Like if this actually happened, or if I can't get out of this situation, that's pretty much your why. Like, so I want y'all to write that down. And you may already know your why, but I want you to just write it down so you can see it. And then the next thing I want you to do is text your enroller what your goals are for this month. And I want you all actually know what your goal is for this month. Type it in the chat so that you all can hold each other accountable and you can see it and you can see what other people's goals are, so you all can cheer each other on. Like, what are your goals for the month of May? Whether it's to sign 8 new LCs, 2 new distributors, 5 new distributors, you want a certain amount of volume by the end of the month. Type your May goals in this chat. These are really good. Promote to Ruby, become more willing to approach people about the product and the business. Help my team promote, reach diamond. 50 LCs, try it for double. Reach executive. Okay, 5 DTs, 30 LCs. Help someone go Ruby double and diamond. 5 DTs, 30 LCs, double promote. Yes, double promote. Okay. So with your goals that you have written down, you all know what your goals are. So if you haven't already, make a like cute little flyer and make that your lock screen so you see it every single day on your phones. Okay, because you always have your phone in your hand. Make that. And Internet, just screenshot this so you can hold them accountable as well. But these things that you are writing down, I want you all to make that your lock screen display so you can see it every day. Because you are not close to your goal by the 15th, you need to go harder. You really need to go harder. All right. These are really, really good. Be more consistent in my business. Be a better leader for my team, possibly. And yes. If Caroline, if you get the book called The Servant Leader, really good book for leadership. And basically like leading a team, and it's really good. The Servant Leader. If y'all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Yes. The Servant Leader. You're welcome.
Yeah, y'all can unmute yourself if you have a question, or you can put it in the chat. And I like these goals. I just took a picture, so I'm holding all of y'all accountable.
They're really good. They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Diamond by June. Okay, see you. Summer's about to be lit. All right, 2 questions. Come on. Who wants to go? Uh-oh.
So I have a question. Can you share some of the things you do to keep your team encouraged or engaged? Because I think what I'm finding is that people will join, people will get excited, and then as soon as they get like 3 no's, they check the deuces and they leave. But, you know, for someone who enrolled them, like we see their potential and we see how great they can be, but that doesn't mean anything if they don't see, you know, that potential in themselves. So how do you kind of keep them engaged and keep them motivated? And at what point do you know when to just go ahead and replace them and move on?
So for me, the 2 reasons why people get discouraged. One, because there's something they're not doing right, to just know like I need to continue to push, meaning like maybe they need a little bit more training. Basically they just don't really know what they're doing. Because I remember when I first started, like I would be like, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing every day? Like I just didn't know. So you may want to just talk to them and say, hey, you know, what does your day look like? What are you doing? Let's kind of plan this out. Another reason why people get discouraged is because they're so overwhelmed because they're doing too much. So I always tell my team, if something is overwhelming you, stop doing it. Stop doing it and let's look at something else that you could be doing. So I ask them, what is it that's overwhelming you? And it's maybe they can't follow up with people as fast as they want to. And I always let them know, like, you are a human. You're not sitting on Facebook every day, you know. So it's okay if you don't follow up. I feel like we are sometimes too hard on ourselves, and that's what kind of pushes us back to stop working the business. So I would say just make sure. So what I do is I have one-on-ones with my team as if they need it. I created a calendar, but they don't use it to like schedule one-on-ones with me. They don't use it. They just text me whenever. And that's okay because, sometimes people, they really just need to talk to me right then and they don't want to wait till Thursday to talk to me. It's fine. Another thing I do is I have small group meetings like with each leg to kind of see like what is it that's going on, because I'm like, sometimes people will talk in a bigger group like this, but some people will want to just talk. If I have a Ruby or a person that's trying to go Ruby, they just want to talk to their team because they're used to talking to each other. I'm just a new person in their in their little box or whatever, so they'll talk more. So I would just say kind of break it up if you can, to just talk to people in small boxes or small like legs, break it down. And then just ask them, like, before we get on the call, write down 2 or 3 things that you feel like is keeping you from working past no's or working past the discouragement. I mean, it's time. People are gonna say no all the time. Like that's what this business is, How many times have you gone in the store and you wanted like a particular item, but it was cheaper in the store brand, so you just bought the store brand? Okay, you just told no to that person who made the same thing in their brand. You just said no. You know what I'm saying? So people say no all the time. They make choices. They go with somebody else, but you have to just let them know, like, just because they said no, it's not right now. Like, it's not right now. It's just not right now. It's not a good time for them. Maybe they don't have no money. And I always let people know they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves. That's customers and distributors, because if they came to you and said, I need to lose 10 pounds, and they haven't bought anything and they still fat, like, they're saying no to themselves. So I just just make sure you're there for your team and be there for your team, and make sure for your team too, your door is always open, even though when you don't want it to be, it's always open. But just making sure, they are encouraged. I mean, you can't really, your why, and that's why I had you write down your why. Your why should be the reason you keep going past the no. Because at the end of the day, whatever you wrote down on that paper, that person is not going to help you achieve that. Like, so you have to make sure, like, you can still keep going. Like, I have a goal, so let me just keep on going and find somebody else. So those are the types of conversations I have. Bless you. Conversations I have with my team.
Yeah, I like that, because the very first diamond retreat that Alina had, it was a lady in there, and she had us say our why. So we all, went around the room and we said our why. But the lady was like, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, none of your whys were strong enough. And we're like, what? Why? What you mean? Like, this is the reason why, we're doing what we're doing. And she was like, because none of you guys started crying. None of you guys like actually looked like it even bothered you. And I was just like, so let me think about it. So of course, I'm not a huge crier when it comes to things like that, but it's like I had to like dig deep, literally. And once I actually dug deep and was like, okay, this is like my real why, I was sitting up in there crying, trying to hold it back, and I was just there crying. But it's that serious. Like, your why has to literally be how, that deep. Because a lot of times if we say our kids, we can go out and get a job, another job, and then, still have our kids there. So sometimes our kids are not even that strong of a why for us. So it has to be something for yourself where you're literally like, it's a do or die. You know what I mean? So.
And when you don't dig deep, you said your kids. So like, if you say your kids is your why, or, I want to do better for my family is my why. The second you give up, or the second you get discouraged, you've given up on your kids, you've given up on your family. So it has to be, you have to dig deep. And even after you get off this call, I really want y'all to just kind of sit in silence and think about what it is. Like, literally, you will start to cry eventually, because it's just so strong and it's just so emotionally attached to you, where it's just like there's no way around getting emotional, even if it's not like a boo-hoo cry, but you might get teary-eyed. But just remember that too. And when you talk to your team, Caroline, like, it was that Caroline that asked me a question. So, yeah, let them know, like, You can't give up on yourself. You cannot give up on yourself. And I'm pretty sure when I asked you to write your why down, y'all just wrote something down real quick and was just like, this is it. But no, tonight you really need to sit down and, give her some feedback and let her know, like, after I really sat down and I dig deep, like, this is what I came up with. Tell your enroller, because they need to know, how to help you. Like, I always tell my team when I talk to them or talk to the potential distributor, like, why would this business work for you? Why? Because at the end of the day, I know that I'm responsible for helping this person. Like, I cannot give up on this person. And that's another definition of a servant leader. I'm making sure that my team is good before I'm good. Like, I'm going to be good. But I'm just making sure that they're good because I've been here for a minute. They're just coming in brand new. Like, I have to make sure that they are successful, and I have to create leaders. Because at the end of the day, I can't hold your hand after 2 years. I can't hold your hand after 3 years. Like, you have to have it on your own, because when you start building your team, they have to build their team, and that team has to build their team. So you have to create leaders. So it starts with you first, and it starts with your why. It has to, because if not, you'll give up.
I wish I had like a little.
Amen, honey.
Okay, she over here. Yes. All right. Well, if y'all don't have any other questions, then we can adjourn. But this is recorded, thankfully, so you can always go back and rewatch it and just kind of hear and kind of like meditate on it, just like she said. So yeah, if nobody has any other questions, we can say night-night. So unmute yourself really quickly. If not, we'll go ahead and go.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, everybody's saying thank you. So that's all right. Well, thank you so much, Vanessa. This was awesome.
You're welcome. I hope this was helpful.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, you have a great night. I will see you probably tomorrow.
Yes.
Because this is actually one of my accountability partners, and that's something that you guys definitely should look into, really getting accountability partners who can just keep you leveled like this. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Right. You guys have a great night, and I'll see
you
Wednesday.
Good night.
Good night.